Let's get caught up with the Duggars in 2025. Once reality TV royalty with 19 kids and counting on, their massive family and strict beliefs fascinated and sometimes shocked the world, to be honest. But where are the Duggar kids now in 2025? Have they followed their parents' footsteps, or have some completely changed their paths? Well, it's a mixed bag, honestly. So I've got all the latest updates, including, of course, who's currently pregnant. Let's start with the kids who are still somewhat, in my opinion, following in Jimbo and Michelle's footsteps. Some of the older Duggar children continue to embrace kind of their version of the family's lifestyle, and by that I mean they're having child after child and still seem to be kind of in similar circles in Arkansas. Let's start with someone who actually has some big news. Jessa Seewald and her husband Ben are expecting their sixth child. Yes, 6. Jessa, who is 32, announced the pregnancy on Instagram very recently. She shared an ultrasound photo and basically said that she was excited about being halfway through the pregnancy. Their 5th child, George, was born in December 2023. Following Jessa's previous miscarriage. They also are parents to Spurgeon, who is 9, Henry, who is 8, Ivy, who is 5, and Fern, who is 3. Jessa and Ben have been married since 2014, and we basically saw their entire courtship and wedding on Counting On, and they continue to share little glimpses of their family life on social media, where they usually talk about their faith and parenting, and like they were renovating a house for a long time. By the way, Jessa was Jana's maid of honor at her wedding last summer, and so they are very close. Jessa and Ben also famously set Jinger and her husband Jeremy up back in the day. They made that connection, and apparently Ben is a gifted matchmaker. Of course, fans in the comments kind of kept saying like, oh, pregnant again? How many kids is she gonna have? In the comments of her pregnancy announcement, which I personally think is super rude. They want a big family, guys. If you grew up in a family of 19, 6 to her is probably like nothing. Let's go to Jana Duggar and her husband Austin. They continue to share their lives on social media, though they're a little bit more open than their parents might have been. And by the way, Joy did express that her sister's Ginger's book gave her a new perspective on her belief system. In a candid discussion on the Unplanned podcast, Joy opened up about her postpartum struggles following the birth of her 3rd child, Gunnar, in 2023. She described this period as super hard because it coincided with some family issues, including her brother Josh's legal issues. And these events led her to question aspects of her faith and upbringing. So this was a very intense time for Joy. Joy and Austin visited Jinger recently in California. I think Austin had to work there for some reason because they ended up renting a house as well. Joy and Jinger addressed a lighthearted family matter where they both named their daughters Evie. Joy's daughter is Evelyn May, Evie May, while Ginger's daughter is Evangeline, also nicknamed Evie. So the sisters talked about all sorts of things because when they were in California together, they filmed a podcast episode and they, clarified that there's no hard feelings about sharing the girls' nicknames. A little while ago, Joy had announced that she would be posting on YouTube much less to be more present with her family, and so she's kind of reeled that back a lot. Let's talk about Joseph Duggar and his wife Kendra. Anyways, they're still expanding their family, but they're staying relatively low-key, but they seem to be thriving in the same conservative circles. Joe Duggar, who turned 30 on January 20th, 2025, celebrated this milestone with his family. He and Kendra have 3 kids, son Garrett, and daughters Addison and Brooklyn. There are rumors of a 4th child born in 2023. but the couple has not confirmed additional kids publicly. Joe works in real estate, and he and Kendra prefer to kind of keep their personal lives private. Their last post on Instagram was 2021. So I think once the stuff kind of hit the fan with Josh, they kind of decided to retreat. They were recently spotted, though, attending Jinger Duggar's birthday celebration at Top Golf in Arkansas, so they're still connected, very much so, to the family. Let's talk about Jed and Katie, who recently welcomed twin daughters Elsie Kate and Emma Kate on January 8th, 2025. Elsie was born at 2:06 p.m. at 6 pounds 14 ounces, and Emma followed at 2:13, weighing 7 pounds and 2 ounces. They joined two older siblings, Truett and Nora. So they've been adjusting to a life as a family of 6 with twins, and sharing updates on their social media. Their older kids are apparently super excited about their new siblings, and the couple said that they're so thankful for the support they've received during this transition. Jana and Katie seem to be on good terms with basically the whole family, in my opinion. Now, let's talk about, the ones who maybe have broken away a little bit. Some Duggar kids have decided to take a very different path than Michelle and Jim Bob. So let's talk about Jill Duggar Dillard. Recently, she shared an update after being involved in actually a car accident with an illegal driver or something like that. She and her husband, Derek, are building a life that looks basically nothing like her upbringing. She also recognized the 1-year anniversary of losing a daughter through miscarriage recently, which was a really sad time for her. In June 2023, Jill participated in the Amazon Prime Video docuseries Shiny Happy People, Duggar Family Secrets, which delved into her family's association with the Institute of Basic Life Principles and explored multiple controversies surrounding the Duggar family. And so you can just imagine how her family reacted to that. And if that wasn't enough, in September 2023, Jill released her memoir, Counting the Cost, who was co-written with her husband, Derek, and another man named Craig. The book offers, a look into her life. It goes into her childhood, challenges she faced with her family, specifically with her dad, Jim Bob. And it's a really frank look at maybe things that, didn't really go too well for her, to be honest with you. And so despite previous estrangement, though, Jill and Derek were seen kind of talking to Jim Bob during a family gathering in December 2024, so last Christmas. Photos shared by her brother James captured the family interacting, and this suggested, maybe the past tensions were easing a little bit, but there's a lot to overcome. They even detail in the book that they tried to go to counseling with Jim Bob and stuff, and it didn't even go well. So here's to hoping that Jill can mend those fences in relationships a little bit more. Now let's talk about Jinger Vuolo. She is thriving, but far away from Arkansas. She's in LA. Yes, people, a Duggar lives in California. And despite also publishing a book about her disentanglement of her religion or whatever, Jinger seems to still be very close with her entire family. She and her husband, Jeremy, have completely redefined their lives, basically. They definitely ditched the little dresses, questioning their past beliefs, and even embracing things like, pants. This was a big deal for Jinger. Jinger recently released a new book called People Pleaser, Breaking Free from the Burden of Imaginary Expectations, where she opens up about her strict and kind of cult-like upbringing. And in 2024, Jinger and her husband, Jeremy, announced that they were expecting a third child, and they also revealed that this was going to be their first boy, which is a surprise for Jinger because Her first 2 daughters were girls. The baby is due in March 2025. And Jinger has also been open about personal growth experiences, like learning to swim as an adult. She has a podcast now. And for some reason, I'm going to add Jana to this list of people who broke away because I love Jana, and she did marry later in life, which is against the grain from how she grew up, and she moved away to Nebraska. So Jana Duggar, now Jana Wisman, by the way, has experienced a lot of life changes recently. So on August 15th, 2024, she married Stephen Wisman, marking a new chapter because that also meant she was relocating to Nebraska, where his family's from, to start a new life. In January, Jana returned to Arkansas, though, to celebrate her 35th birthday with her fam. She tends to go back quite a bit, and so she shared some moments about that on social. Recently, fans have speculated maybe she's pregnant after noticing, little things, which I honestly hope to God is true. Jana has been super active on her YouTube channel, sharing updates about her honeymoon and her transition to life in Nebraska. Of course, she has a lot of projects and renovations going on, but not every Duggar is in the spotlight. In fact, some have completely disappeared from social media or rarely post, and these include John David and Abby. They rarely post these days. They did post about a sale for used kid items, but they just seem to be enjoying a more private, quiet life away from the chaos of reality TV. The only thing we even see from them is when another family member posts about a family event or something. And then there's Josiah and his wife Lauren, who have kept a super low profile, leading to speculations specifically about their growing family. Recent rumors suggest that they may already be the parents to at least 3 children, but they've not confirmed this publicly. Honestly, there's rumors about them having a baby named Daisy and many more kids than those confirmed. Anyways, they're definitely wanting to stay quiet, and so I won't speculate much. And of course, no Duggar update would be complete without mentioning the ongoing legal and family dramas. So Josh Duggar remains in prison after his super high-profile conviction. Recent reports indicate that his prison phone minutes have been reduced and that he will now be charged a fee to speak to Anna and their kids. This is according to some reports that are out there. Family tensions kind of still remain a little high. I mean, there's still some feuds, tell-all books, some rifts, specifically the one between Jill and Jim Bob, which is major. The Duggars are the ultimate example of things are never as perfect as they seem, and that every family has their issues. So there you have it. 2025 looks very different for the Duggar kids. Some are staying pretty true to their roots, while others are making major changes. So let me know who your favorite Duggar is in the comments. Drop your thoughts in the comments. And by the way, apparently a lot of people watch my videos, but they don't subscribe. It is free, so please hit that subscribe button to give my channel a boost, and I'll be back with more updates. Bye, guys!